Hello, welcome to my video. This is the second of 4 parts for my 5,000 subscriber special. I previously stated that the series would be split into 3 parts, but have since decided it would be better to lengthen it. In addition to a video special, though, I hosted a video competition. The winners will be announced at the end of this video. I made a large, detailed community post with the full description and rules of the competition, so feel free to check that out. This video follows a storyline with the Miya twins, featuring Osasuna and Sakuatsu, and does not take place in the canon haikyuu universe. Please note that this video contains a major character death, suicidal ideation, violence, sex-related dialogue, and homophobia. I do promise that there is nothing especially explicit. Also, a friendly warning, this video does contain cursing. As always, I do hope you enjoy. Now on to the video.
In which within the midst of confusion, all that is stated as fact to Suna only makes him struggle to maintain hope. Small feet hesitantly make their way along the cobblestone pavement. Curious, fox-like eyes peer into the koi pond with amazement. The eyes then scan the surroundings, taking in the sight of a tall, illustrious home and the looming trees. The eyes continue to dart around up until the feet reach the doorstep in front of a grand, white ancient-style Roman door. Then, the tiny, soft hand of a child squeezes that of the larger, delicate hand holding it. The woman holding the small hand laughs. Her eyes squeeze shut as she laughs, grinning broadly, but not a single wrinkle forms on her pale face. Save for her vibrant pink lipstick, her makeup is light and professional. She wears a grey French double-breasted suit dress, her long, dark hair pulled into a high ponytail to show off her pearl necklace and earrings. Her beauty is stark, and yet menacing, though the hazelnut irises she reveals after opening her eyes are nothing short of inviting. She looks down at the child. What is it, 𝘮𝘪𝘵𝘮𝑗𝑏𝑒𝘪𝑗𝑏𝑒? Are you nervous? The child gives her a nod. The child is a young boy, about 7 or 8, with black hair styled into a bowl cut. The schoolboy clothing he wears now is obviously recently bought, as they don't seem to belong to him, not with the distinct dirtiness he carries. A blotchy red, permanent scar mars the skin over his left eye. Your house is ginormous, Nina-san, it's kinda scary. Indeed, the child had only seen such a sight in magazines, reality TV, and the confines of their imaginative mind. Yet even their childlike dreams couldn't construct a reality so luxurious. It was almost uncomfortable. A gazillion people could live here and there would still be space. Nina-san laughs again. It is quite big, isn't it? I've been longing for a little adorable puppy to occupy some space. I think that would be cute, and I'm sure the kids would like that. I'll have to talk to my husband about it. Sorry, lost my train of thought there. I know everything here is big, especially because you're so used to little places, but I think you'll find that the biggest thing about the Miya household is its heart. Maybe. It's okay to doubt me now, but it's true, I promise. You'll believe me once you meet my boys. I do hope you get along with them well. Would they want to be my friend? Nina-san's eyes sparkle. Of course they would. Let's go inside and meet them. Suna gulps once, nods, then watches as Nina-san opens the door, squeezing her hand tighter as she does so. When she fully opens the door, Nina-san allows Suna to step inside first. Once inside, Suna's eyes open wide. Well, Atsumu. Osamu. Please come to the foyer, you have a guest to meet. Oh, I do hope they're not busy fighting again. Suna's awe at the home drowns out the sounds of Nina-san's words. Unsurprisingly, the inside of the estate is as impressive as its exterior. The home has high ceilings with a dazzlingly bright chandelier, white walls, and sparkling, marble flooring. The furniture and decor were simple yet elegant, giving the home an industrial, professional feel. As Suna continues to marvel at his surroundings, he hears Nina-san giggle beside him. When he looks up at her, he finds her looking down at him with an endearing smile. I take it that you like my house so far? Suna nods feverishly. Everything in here is so fancy looking. Nina-san laughs lightly and brings her hand up to Suna's face, cupping his chin. She turns his head from left to right, inspecting his features as she would one of the pearls around her neck. You are absolutely adorable. Has anyone told you? Nina-san releases Suna's face and pats his cheek. I'm going to go look for my son so you can meet them, okay? Just stay right here. Atsumu. Osamu. Where are you two? Nina-san disappears into one of what seems to be many of the house's corridors, leaving Suna alone in the foyer. Save for the receding sound of Nina-san's clacking heels, the house is silent, eerily so. Suna looks at his surroundings once more. The crystals of the shining chandelier seem sharper than before, the whites of the walls are intimidating, and the pattern of the marble flooring is a labyrinth. Suna suddenly becomes aware that being in this place for too long would be strangely isolating. No different than the orphanage he'd known all his life. If I had to choose a place to be lonely, though, it'd be this place, he thinks to himself. Suna sighs, tugging at the hem of his shirt as he stands around awkwardly. Then, he hears loud footsteps coming toward him, a blend of stomping and squeaking from what was surely a pair of sneakers. From a hallway runs in a boy who looks about his age. He has neat, short brown hair swept to the side to reveal eyes like that of Nina-san. He's wearing athletic shorts and a polo shirt with a duffel bag far too big for his small frame in his grasp. Despite how simple his attire is and how young he appears, the boy looks matchily proper. When he sees Suna, his feet skid to a stop, and the two just stare at one another. Suna shifts around in place, looking between the boy and any other place to feel less uncomfortable. Every time his eyes meet the boy's face, he sees a tilted head and confused eyes staring at him. Finally, the boy speaks. Who are you? Suna jumps a little. He then clears his throat and finally meets the boy's eyes. My name is Suna, Suna 𝘮𝘪𝘵𝘮𝘪𝘁. Suna quickly bows. It's nice to meet you. What's your name? I'm not telling you who I am until you tell me why you're in my house. Are you the kid of the new nanny? Suna looks up with furrowed brows. Huh? I should be the one saying that. I thought she didn't start until next month. I'm not whoever you're thinking of. Oh. Then who the heck are you? You're a burglar, aren't you? Actually, there's no way. You're not dressed like a burglar. That looks like an outfit my mum would force me to wear. Nina-san got it for me. What? You know Okachan? Why yes, she brought me here. Are you one of her kids? The boy folds his arms and turns his nose upward and away from Suna. I'm not telling you. I haven't finished interrogating you. You just called her Okachan though. Shut your trap. Say, what is that on your face? What's what? That. The boy lifts his arm to point, his index finger aimed toward Suna's eye. It makes you look kinda scary. Suna slaps a hand over it and turns away, muttering under his breath. It's nothing. That big red blob on your face can't mean nothing. Were you born that way? Or did you lose a fight real bad? Cause if it's the second, you definitely can't be a burglar. I said that it's not. Oh, wonderful. You've met Atsumu. Out of nowhere, Nina-san comes up from behind Suna, placing her hands on his shoulders and grinning down at him. Nina-san. Okachan, who is this? Atsumu, dear, this is Suna Rintarao-kun. She bends down so that she is near the same height as Suna and Atsumu. He's our guest for today and your new friend. Friend? But I barely know him. Atsumu. What? It's the truth. Don't mind him, Rintarao-kun. Atsumu hears a bit. She stretches out an arm and pinches Atsumu's cheek. Abrasive, as you can see. OWW, Okachan. And what does abrasive mean? Nina-san lets go of Atsumu's cheek and massages his reddened skin. Don't mind that. Nina-san winks at Suna as she rises, smoothing out her dress. Are you headed off to practice soon? Yeah. My swing is getting even better, and I wanna practice lots so that it's the best. Atsumu forms fists with his hands and brings them close together, then swings them, as if holding the handle of a tennis racket. Say, Okachan, do ya know where my racket is? I don't, but if it's nowhere to be found, I believe your father has a spare for you in his study. He won't let me in there right now. He said he's on an important phone call. Oh, is he? Well, come, let's wait outside his study together. I'd like him to come out to meet Rintarao-kun before you two leave. But he's probably gonna be on the phone forever. Forever is a very long time. I'm sure it won't take too long. Come now. Rintarao-kun, sorry to leave you again. You're welcome to come into the living room so you may sit on the couch, and I can get you some tea. No, you're busy. I don't want to make you busier. I'll wait here. Nina-san smiles. How sweet are you? Okay, we won't be too long. With that, Nina-san grabs Atsumu's hand and begins to walk out into the hallway likely leading to the living room. As he walks alongside his mother, Atsumu looks over his shoulder at Suna, looking slightly disgusted, then turns back around. Then, once again, Suna is left alone. He stands around for 5, 10, 15 minutes, looking and walking around the entry area aimlessly. How long is a short call? Then, he sees a figure making its way down the nearby spiral staircase. The person is about Suna's height, and in their hands is a book they read as they take each step down the stairs. It takes Suna a second to decide that the figure looks like Atsumu, then another second to realize it is Atsumu. Only now, Atsumu is wearing a schoolboy outfit similar to Suna's. Except it has fewer wrinkles, and it fits his body in a way that makes it clear it's been tailored to perfection. And every accessory, the tie, the vest, down to the folds in the shorts, are so artfully manicured it looks like it belongs on display on a mannequin. And it is these fine details that remind Suna this is what it means to be and look rich. That he himself was from dirt, and he was meant to stay there. Suddenly, his outfit feels like a costume. When Atsumu reaches the bottom of the stairs, he peers up from his book, then halts at the sight of Suna. He's staring at Suna with wide, curious eyes, as if seeing him for the first time. Then, he walks almost tentatively toward Suna, closing the book in his hands. Hello. Hi. You, changed your outfit? Excuse me. Yeah, before you were in. Atsumu looks so confused that Suna just shakes his head. Never mind. Where's Nina-san? Sorry, I think you, were, how do you know my mother? Who are you? What? Suna looks properly into Atsumu's eyes. Instead of brown eyes, though, he is met with grey, unreadable ones. Is this some kind of prank? Why you're confusing me? I think we're both confused here. Well, my name is Osamu. Suna turns to where Nina-san's voice is coming from, seeing that she is walking toward them with the version of Atsumu he had seen earlier, now with a tennis racket in his hand. Then it clicks. Her kids are twins. You've met Rintarao-kun, too. How nice. Oh. From the corner of his eye, Suna can see Osamu looking between him and Atsumu. You met my brother earlier, didn't you? You weren't aware that he had a twin? Suna shakes his head shyly. No, sorry. Osamu shrugs nonchalantly. It's not a big deal. Then, from behind Nina-san and Atsumu appears a tall, lean man. His jaw is harsh like the black of his neat tie, paired with a black suit. His hair is the same color as the twins, though it is shorter. He wears a pair of rectangular, wired frames, but with his stature and the shine of the chandelier, Suna can't quite see his eyes. Beside Suna, Osamu bows briefly. Hello, Otao-sama. Rintarao-kun, this is my husband. As the man steps closer, Suna can only look up at his towering stature, gulping. Hello, Miya-san. Without a word, the man sticks out his hand. Suna quickly brings up his own hand to clasp the man's, shaking it as firmly as his tiny hand would allow. You may call me Akimo-san. My father used to tell me that the essence of a man can be found in how good his handshake is. I can tell you're a good one. It is nice to meet you, Rintarao-kun. I do hope you feel welcome here. My son and I need to get going to his tennis practice, so I will be able to speak to you more. Oh, honey, before you go, can I speak to you? It will be quick. Alright. Nina-san grabs Akimo-san's arm and pulls him closer to the front door. Atsumu walks up to Suna and Osamu, barely concealing his snickers. Rintarao-kun, when you saw our dad, you looked like you were about to pee your pants. Tsumu. And did you get confused when you saw Samu? Ha, I wish I saw that. Samu, you shoulder acted like me to keep the joke going. Osamu sighs. You need to have more respect for our guests. And you need to stop being so boring, with your geeky, nerdy books. Excuse me. That's better than hitting a little ball with a racket all day. You take that back. As the twins begin to bicker, Suna tunes into the conversation between their parents. When you said you were going to an orphanage charity event, I didn't imagine you'd bring back one of the children with you. Oh, don't be like that. Isn't he cute? It doesn't matter if he's cute. Why is he in our home? He was just different from the rest of the children. From afar and up close, just, how do I explain it? That child is gifted, Akimo. Even given his environment, his language and capabilities are far beyond his age. I learned about 6 new vocabulary words from him since I met him just a few hours ago, and I'm sure he could analyze a legal document and tutor our boys in just about any subject. Well, perhaps not in reading for Osamu, you know how passionate he is about the point, Nina. He has so much potential that would be wasted back at that orphanage. It's a darling place with darling people, of course, but I have many ill thoughts about it that wouldn't be appropriate to share in front of the children. Are you suggesting we adopt him? I think it is worth considering. Nina. I wanted to ask you if we could get a puppy, but a child is better, no? This is no joking matter. Of course not, I'm serious. A child, especially one like Rintarao-kun, is far more functional. He deserves a chance at life outside of that dirty, excuse me, underserved place. Can we discuss this later? Tomorrow? Tomorrow, yes. You should get going now with Atsumu. Atsumu and Osamu instantly cease their bickering. Let's get going now. Okay. Atsumu grips his tennis racket tighter and races toward his father. Osamu, Rintarao-kun, I'll see you again at dinner. Okachan, come outside so you can see my cool new trick. Is this the one that involves you jumping off the steps and rolling? Or, Otao-tan, why'd you spoil it? Spoil what? I didn't hear a thing. Oh, okay, good. Come on. The three step out the front door, shutting it with a thud, leaving Suna with Osamu. Suna looks at Osamu, seeing a small smile on his face. Hi. Suna looks down, his eyes landing on the book still in Osamu's hands. He slowly reads the title of it out loud. The Little Mermaid? Osamu perks up, his dark eyes glistening. Yes. Have you read it before? I read some of it. I wish I could have read all of it, but stupid Miramura decided to. Who's Miramura? A kid from your orphanage? Suna visibly stiffens, and Osamu's eyes widen as he clutches his book. Oh, sorry, was I not supposed to know? I heard Otao-sama and Okazan talking and, well, they're pretty bad at whispering. Osamu frowns. I'm sorry. Suna sighs. It's whatever. You don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but, what's it like? The orphanage. Suna deadpans. It sucks. Oh. Like, the place, your siblings? Siblings? The other children there. Suna grimaces. Just because we're all from the same orphanage doesn't mean we're all siblings. I'm an only child, and that's fine with me. I don't need siblings. Oh, well, are they your friends? I don't have any friends. Huh? Why? Because, Suna looks down at himself. I don't know, me. I'm not cuter or taller than everyone else, but the caretakers and teachers always praise me because I'm smart. No one hates me there because I act normal, but no one likes me either because I'm not treated like normal. I'm kinda alone there. I hate it. Oh, wow. I'm sorry. Why are you sorry? You didn't do anything. Okazan said to say sorry when you feel bad about something, even if it's not your fault. She said it's called showing empathy. You seem okay, so I don't know why anyone wouldn't want to be your friend. I don't have friends either. What? Really? You? What, do I seem popular? A little. Osamu laughs. Not at all. But, you have a nice house, nice clothes, and you even talk nice. You're perfect. That's what everyone thinks. Osamu pouts. So when they find out I'm not so perfect, they don't like me anymore. Oh. ... Want to see the library? Suna's jaw drops. You have a library? Yeah, come on. Osamu grabs Suna's hand and runs, dragging Suna through the maze of a house. When they enter the library, Suna is stunned into silence. The library is a sizable room with floor-to-ceiling bookshelves against every wall, shelf after shelf packed with books. A tall ladder is tucked into the corner of the room beside an old-looking trunk. Papers and books litter the floor, and in the center of the room is an antique desk and chair with pens, papers, and a small lamp. It's cool, right? Suna can only nod, making Osamu snort. Osamu walks over to a nearby shelf and stands on his tiptoes to slide the Little Mermaid into it. I have a question. Yeah? Why do you and your brother say each other's names incorrectly? What do you mean? Tsumu? Samu? Oh, they're just nicknames. Do you want one? That's not why I... What about Rinta? Suna had never been called a nickname before, so he mulls it over in his head for a second and finds that, surprisingly, he likes it. That's okay, I guess. Okay, Rinta-kun. From what you read of the Little Mermaid, what did you think of it? Suna walks over to where Osamu is, plopping down on the floor and leaning against the shelves. I didn't like it. Really? Why? I don't get why anyone would give up so much for a stranger. Osamu sits down beside Suna. Well, it's because she loved the prince. But, why? How? She didn't know him at all. Well, it's just, I dunno, it's love. Do you not love anyone? I don't. Oh. Do you? Yeah. Otasama, Okazan, and I guess Atsumu. My grandparents, my aunties, my uncles, my cousins. And my tutor, he's a teenager, and he's really funny and smart. You love a lot of people. And you don't. There's really no one I'd want to. Osamu frowns. I hope you find someone you'd like to love. Then you'll understand why the Little Mermaid sacrificed it all. I think she's just stupid. I don't disagree. PFFT. Have you read all the books in here? No. Not even close. I have lots to go through, and Otasama isn't even letting me read anything on the top 3 shelves of any bookcase until I'm older. When I grow up, I want to become a writer and fill this library with all of my books. Really? That's neat. Thanks. What do you want to be when you grow up? I've never thought of that before. Really? Well, I'm sure you'll think of something big. Oh, and you're the first person I've told that I'm going to be a writer. Am I? Yup, so keep it a secret. Not like I have many people to tell, but okay. Now you've got to tell me a secret. Suna flinches at the notion, and Osamu raises his hands as if surrendering. You don't have to if you don't want to. Sorry. But there's something almost convincing about the metallic hue of Osamu's eyes, and so Suna sighs and relents. My eye. Suna raises a hand to cover his left eye. The scar on it is because of an accident. That's another reason people don't want to be my friend. They think I look scary. You're not scary at all. It just makes you special, in a good way. You look like a warrior or something. Anyone who says you look scary just wishes they could be as cool looking as you without trying. Suna smiles. No one has ever said that to me before. Thanks. You're welcome. How did you get the scar, though? 3 years ago, there was a fire at my house, and it burned everything. My parents didn't make it, and I got this burn mark from it. Well. Sometimes I can't remember what they look like, but I have photos, so it's okay. But I can't remember their voices, and my memories with them are kinda murky. I miss my family a lot. They're the only people I've ever loved. Rinta-kun. Osamu's arms are around Suna in an instant, squeezing tightly. What are you doing? Hugging you. Why? This is how best friends comfort each other, at least in the books I've read. We just agreed to be friends. Why are you calling us best friends now? Osamu leans back to look at Suna's face. Suna is surprised to see genuine, unbridled emotion in his eyes. After a secret like that, we got to be best friends. Rinta-kun, if you don't have a family, you can be part of mine. And, if you want, we can try to be best friends forever, so you always have someone who sticks by your side. Suna thinks back to Nina-san's words from earlier. Forever is a very long time. That's the point, isn't it? Suna feels his heart stutter with joy and newfound affection. I guess it is. But, are you serious? About me living here? And us being best friends? Yeah. As your new best friend, I promise to never, ever lie to you, and if I do, I'll come clean quickly, cause I suck at lying. Do you have a tell? I can't look at people in the eyes when I lie, it makes me feel worse. Well, you really are honest. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Suna giggles. I like it. Everyone at the orphanage lies to one another all the time, about money, clothes, food, playtime, potential parents. It's really annoying to have to keep up with the lies when they're pretty obviously lies. Suna raises his pinky. So if you really want to be my best friend, we have to promise to never tell lies we really don't have to. Okay? Osamu grins, bringing up his pinky and interlocking it with Suna's. I promise. The walls on either side of Suna are made of white tile, and is a simple, sleek black telephone that hangs from the wall. His elbows are propped up on the counter in front of him as he looks at the figure across from him past the window screen, and wearing a teal, uniform shirt and slacks. He has a rough-looking beard and brown, jaggedly cut hair. There's a streak of grey in those locks, surely from stress, as the person is young. Their eyes seem to have little shine, their irises clouded like a storm was brewing. Eyes that Suna had spent so many hours staring into, analyzing, memorizing like the back of his hand. Rinta. Suna has to bite his bottom lip to keep it from quivering. Hearing Osamu's voice after 2 months was overwhelming, to say the least. I'd ask how you've been, but you're not looking too hot. Osamu smiles slightly. Suna cannot reciprocate. I could say the same to you. Do they not have a proper barber in this place? Osamu snorts. What? You don't like my new look? I think I look handsomely roguish, like an adventurer of some sort. I think you should stick to your dweeby look, yeah? I like that one the most. Oh, yeah? The way they attempt to banter as though there isn't a glass screen between them, as if there aren't security guards right behind both of them, as if they haven't been sick with missing each other and the lives they had. As if Osamu wasn't on death row, and this wasn't the closest Suna would be to him ever again. Suna slouches in his chair, sighing deeply as he rubs a hand over his face. Samu, I don't think I can do this anymore. Osamu sighs, his own facade breaking as he reaches out to touch the window screen. Rinta, I'm so sorry. It's been months and I still can't imagine a life without you. Everyone's going on with their lives and I'm just standing in place, waiting for you to get out of this damn place. You don't belong here. Suna desperately places a hand on the window, his palm splayed out where Osamu's is. I can't do this without you. Do what? Life. Some days, I just wish I were dead. Oh my god, Rinta. If I killed myself, do you think I would meet you in heaven? Osamu snatches his hand away from the window screen, a pained expression on his face. God, Rinta, no, don't even say that. Don't you dare say that again, or even think it. You're so young, and so brilliant, and there's so much you can. And you're young, and you're brilliant, and yet you're locked up in here, where you don't belong. Please. Suna's heart begins to thump loudly in his ears. He feels blood coursing through his veins, and he grips the counter as he rises slightly from his seat. Why the fuck are you in here, Samu? Why? Just why? Tell them they've got the wrong guy. Tell me they've got the wrong guy. Rinta, love. Sit down, and take a few deep breaths. From the way Osamu appears to be looking behind him, Suna supposes the security guard is walking toward him. With a huff, Suna plops back down into his chair, taking huge, deep breaths. There we go, just like that. After a good 2 minutes, Suna is calmed down, the residue of his anger a sinking sadness. Has no one visited you all this time? ... Answer me. No. Are you not mad at your family? Why would I be? They've practically abandoned you. I came to peace with that. Besides, I wanted you to visit me the most. Osamu's voice is sweet, almost coddling. I'm at peace with everything now, Rinta, I just wanted to see you one more time. Suna exhales shakily, looking up at the ceiling as he blinks back tears. Don't say that. Please don't say that. Well, it's the truth. Rinta, I want you to move on. Suna looks back at Osamu's solemn, stubborn expression. I can't. You can. I won't. You need to. I miss you. I'm a murderer. Suna flinches, but quickly composes himself. No, you're not, Samu, you're not. Look at me and tell me you killed 𝘰𝘠𝘵𝘵. Osamu leans forward, staring right into Suna's eyes while the intention in his own is indiscernible. He then whispers the word Suna couldn't stand to hear from his lips. I killed 𝘰𝘠𝘵. Suna shakes his head, then closes his eyes, his voice barely audible. You couldn't have. I did. And you're telling me it was really out of self-defense? Yes. You're telling me that you and 𝘰𝘠𝘵 got into a fight? Seriously? Self-defense? In defense against what? For who? Osamu simply turns away. Samu. Suna's voice cracks. You said we'd go to England together. You said we'd share an apartment together, be ferret dads. You said you'd become an author, but all you've left me is an unfinished poetry book. You said you'd stick by my side forever. But the only things sticking to me are your unfulfilled promises. Things change beyond our foresight, Rinta, and you have to change with it. What are you saying? That I'm breaking my promises. Suna's heart sinks. How could you? Osamu stays silent. Really? You've got nothing more to say? Osamu's voice is strained when he speaks. Nothing more. Other than that I love you. Suna abruptly rises from the table, tears stinging his eyes. He can only bring himself to say 4 more words. I love you, too. Then he slams the phone back onto the wall, brushing past the concerned security guard and out the door of the visitation room. The moments as he makes his way out of the prison are a blur, the only things clear in his mind being Osamu's face as his lips move to confess his murder of sakuatsu 𝘰𝘠𝘵. Suna thinks he's going to be sick until he bursts out the door of the prison, the cool, evening air hitting his face. His knees buckle, and he allows himself to fall onto the pavement, gasping for deep air as he desperately tries not to cry. He isn't sure how long he stayed like that when a car honks nearby. Suna looks up to see a red sports car, the window of the driver's side rolled down to reveal an unfortunately familiar face. Atsumu? Hey. Done crying? Suna scrunches up his nose, his sadness quickly replaced with annoyance. When you said you'd make sure I had a ride after the visit, I didn't think you'd mean yourself. Well, if I said it would be me, you wouldn't have agreed, no? Atsumu is acting all too relaxed and uncaring considering their current location and purpose for being there. However, Suna has had enough confrontation for the year, so he brushes it off as Atsumu's odd way of coping as he walks toward the car. Oh, you're actually getting in? Can you shut up? Suna opens the passenger car door and steps inside, sitting down and pulling on his seatbelt. Why no, that was a really short visit. There wasn't much that needed to be said. After all this time? I can't see how that's true. Can you just not be fucking insufferable for once? ... Atsumu just steps on the gas pedal and begins to drive away from the prison. Suna leans against the car door, peering out the window to adore the setting sun. Thankfully, save for some occasional humming, Atsumu is quiet. After half an hour, Suna sees his apartment complex in view. Alright, you can just drop me off at the gate, and I'll walk the rest of the way myself. Thanks for the... Atsumu entirely drives past the complex. When Suna looks over at him, he sees that Atsumu is staring intensely at the road. Are you not taking me home? Atsumu sighs. When he opens his mouth, his voice sounds defeated. I need to clear my head. And there's somewhere I'd like to go to do that. Nowhere crazy, I promise. It's real relaxing. Come with. Not like I have a choice now. 20 minutes later, Atsumu is parking along the side of the recreational park closest to Suna's apartment complex. Alrighty, we're here. Huh. What is it? This is surprisingly chill for you. Atsumu chuckles. Didn't I say nothing crazy? Still shocked. Well, I'm turning over a new leaf. Come on out. Suna steps out of the car and properly looks at where they are. He finds that he is more than familiar with this place. Atsumu is parked on the grass beside a pond, just far enough from the road to feel a bit isolated. Suna and Osamu had unexpectedly found this lake one day when their Uber broke down on the side of the road. Since then, they had returned for sweet picnic dates a number of times. They'd skip rocks down the surface of the clear water and toss coins into the water as they made silly wishes. A juvenile part of Suna wonders, if his wishes were a bit more serious back then, would things have been different now? Care to do some fishing? Suna turns around to see Atsumu holding 2 fishing rods that had surely been tucked into the backseat. Atsumu, I've been here before, and there aren't any fish in the... Glad you're joining me. Atsumu tosses a fishing rod to Suna, then walks past him to take a seat on the grass close to the pond. Without turning around, Atsumu pats the empty space next to him, beckoning, and Suna walks over to sit beside him. How do you even know about this place? My brother has talked about coming here with you. Oh. Yeah. It's a place we're both connected to through him, so I thought it might have been good for us to come here together. Atsumu glances at Suna from the corner of his eye. Am I wrong for thinking that? I don't, no. They fall silent as Atsumu digs into his deep pants pocket, pulling on a small container. He opens it, revealing worms, and gingerly picks up one to put at the end of his fishing rod. Once he's done, he shoves the container back into his pocket and casts the fishing rod into the pond water. You see, 𝘮𝘪𝘏𝘵, it doesn't really matter to me if there's fish in here or not. I just wanna go fishing. But, fuck, I hate when I reel it back in and remember I'm not really fishing. Atsumu sighs, his shoulders sagging. You've heard my father's success story a bunch of times, right? My father, the self-made millionaire businessman, went from waiting tables to tables waiting on him. And then he went on to marry the daughter of the CFO of a major conglomerate. It's the rags to riches story the media eats up, the kind that news articles and interviews pretty up with a stupid pink bow on top to hide all that goes into it. The schmoozing, lying, bribing, backstabbing, no one wants to talk about that side of the riches, and when they do, they wanna romanticize it. And now, the children of this rich little family have to be as pristine and great and successful as can be. Atsumu grips the fishing rod. Then Samu had to go and fucking ruin that perfection. First, he had to be gay, then, he had to wanna be a damn writer for some fairy tales instead of something else. And both things led to my father gaslighting the shit out of him, which never worked, obviously. I hate to say it, but I think my brother's a stronger and smarter person than our old man. There was no hiding from the start that Samu had the potential to go farther places than me, and I'm not envious of that. I think it's necessary to know our talents. And yet, he ruined the perfection, and then I had to try to be more perfect than him so one of my parents' kids turned out right. And what about now? Atsumu snaps his head toward Suna, and Suna jolts at the terrifying look in his eyes. Do you remember what he did, 𝘮𝘪𝘏𝘵? What do you think? Smart guy. He's dead to everyone in the family now. Atsumu turns back around. 𝘮𝘪𝘏𝘵, why do you never come home? That's not my home anymore. I feel like even when you were living with us, you didn't feel like it was your home. Unless Samu was around. I can't deny that. Why? The rest of us weren't good enough for you? No, it's just. Well, my relationship with Samu was always different, you know that. But, more so, I felt like an outsider in your house. You guys never treated me that way, but I still felt like an actor in there. Like I had to live up to something I could never be without being born into it. Imagine being born into it and still feeling like you can't live up to the expectations. It isn't the same, and you know that. You're dealing with emotions, I'm dealing with an inherent inability. I could never be raised with you guys as your adopted brother, and I could never take on your name, or any of that, without feeling like one day, I'd have to pay everyone back for the acting lessons. Is that why you up and left as soon as you could at 18? I went to university. Yeah, without telling anyone a thing, Mr. I got a near perfect score on my entrance exams. I told Samu. Atsumu grunts. He doesn't count. You know, I do miss you being in that house. You were the most normal person in it, and I think I took that for granted. You wanna know my favorite memory? Though Suna doesn't respond, Atsumu continues to speak. That party we went to a couple of years ago in that cramped little apartment where we got drunk as hell. Suna smiles. It had been the housewarming party for a friend of Sakusa's from his piano academy, 𝘮𝘮𝘁 Wakatoshi. With 𝘮𝘮𝘁's permission, Sakusa brought along Atsumu, Osamu, and Suna. Despite being told underage guests would be in attendance, however, 𝘮𝘮𝘁's roommate, Tenda, had the kitchen filled with beer, vodka, and tequila. There had been screaming, terrible karaoke, intense truth or dare rounds, crying, and evocative dancing. It was one of the most viscerally gross teenage nights of Suna's life. It was rejuvenating. That's my favorite memory, too. He'd never seen Osamu let loose like that night, and Sakusa had smiled more than ever before. And Atsumu. Suna snorts. You got so drunk that night and were wailing so hard Samu had to carry you home on his back. And 𝘮𝘰𝘵 was so embarrassed by you that he just slept over at 𝘮𝘮𝘁-san's place. Suna barks out a laugh. Oh, man, what was the reason you gave us later? The sensations from all the alcohol got you overwhelmed and made you cry. That was a lie. Atsumu's voice is so serious that Suna stops laughing. What? I was crying for a different reason. Atsumu groans. Man, I miss my 𝘮𝘰𝘵. His cute moles, his perfect hair, his stone-cold face, his adorable little ass, his hands and the way they would play that piano and then with me. The sweet, affectionate, begging sides of him that I only wanted me to see. Damn, I missed him even when we were together. Atsumu laughs humorlessly. I feel like I should be missing him more now than I do, though. I feel too much relief. I loved him, but he drove me mad. And I had to do so much sacrificing and lying for him, yet I had to basically force an I love you out of him most days. Sometimes I can't help but think that mouth of his is only good for fucking. Suna scowls at that. What? How could you talk about him like that? 𝘮𝘰𝘵 was your boyfriend. Atsumu slowly turns his head to look at Suna. Though they are on the same level, with a deep frown on Atsumu's lips and the dark look in his eyes, it feels as though Atsumu is looming over Suna. If I killed you, right here, right now, no one else in this world would be alive to say shit like that. Suna jumps, startled, and scoots away from Atsumu. Dude, what the hell is your problem? Atsumu inches toward Suna. Everything that reminds me of them is the problem. I'm trying to keep my head on my shoulders and move on, just forget about them and get going with my life. And you're here, content with being stuck months in the past, doing your own investigation for something that's been wrapped up. Tell me, when you visited my good-for-nothing brother today, did you ask him if he killed 𝘮𝘰𝘵? And how did you react when he looked you cold in the eye and said he did it? Were you hoping he said it was someone else? Okachan? Otao-san? Or, me, part of you that thinks I did it, Rintaro. Or, you at least want it to be me. Atsumu reaches forward and wraps his left hand around Suna's neck. He squeezes, partially cutting off Suna's airway, and Suna quickly brings up his hands to try to pull Atsumu's hand away from him. Suna is scratching and struggling to no avail, however, as he's no match for Atsumu's strength. Atsumu, stop. You think I did this to my boyfriend? Choke him with my bare hands and watch him struggle to breathe without remorse? You think I didn't bat an eye as I did it? Think I just watched the pretty little face I've loved all this time die at my hands? You think so? Atsumu, you're gonna, I'm gonna. Atsumu releases his grip around Suna's neck. Suna falls back, his head falling on the soft grass below. He brings his hands up to his neck, feeling around it as he gasps for air. Why the hell would you do that to me? So you actually get what kind of crime we're talking about here. Or maybe I am just sick. Maybe I am psycho. Atsumu sighs. No matter how much I got, it seems like everything comes at a price I'm not willing to pay. Suna has not a clue what Atsumu means. Nor does he think he wants to know.
Thank you for watching. Without further ado, I will now announce the winners for the video competition. In third place, we have Noah, who created a prequel to In Your Care in which Oikura is the one that's sick. In second place, we have Michaela Wong, who wrote their own version of the sequel to the first part of My In Your Arms collaboration with Kintofik in which Bakuto and Akashi reunite happily in the hospital. And, in first place, we have Kenmus S, who created a hilarious sequel to Kiss Me More that follows the moments leading up to Matsukawa asking out Shinamaki. To the winners, please connect with me on Discord if you haven't already at Naklana number 3442 so I may properly congratulate you and discuss your prizes. And to all, thank you for watching this video. Do get ready for the tumultuous roller coaster ride that is yet to come. See you soon.
We're miles apart, we're in different weathers. I bought a plane ticket to you, things I get.